The St Kilda Football Club have won their first game of the season, winning their first Spuds game ever in a very, very incredible win for them as they send their hated rivals Collingwood to 0-3. First of all, well done to the Saints. They were phenomenal. I'll get more into it later on in the video, but they had just a perfect defensive game plan. Max King looked incredible. Jack Higgins kicked arguably a goal of the year contender, and just Ross Lyon's game plan and defensive structure just stymied Collingwood everywhere across the ground, and I felt like there was not an area where they did not beat the Pies in yesterday. But to begin this episode, I wanted to go over just the in general Spuds game and the pre-game, which was just one of the more phenomenal things I had seen in a long time. Seeing like every club have a representative and every club just get involved and be so committal and so involved with this was just phenomenal. Pete Murray did a phenomenal performance of their days, and just how the St Kilda Football Club and the AFL acknowledged the legacy of Danny Frawley was just incredible to see. I still remember hearing the news of when he passed, and I still can't believe it. I can't believe it's been 5 years. And mental health is such a big thing, and I love how there's now a game on the calendar to talk about it, because it really is affecting so many Australians who don't want to talk about it, and then it gets too much, and then they do what Danny Frawley did. So for there to be a game to tell everyone, just talk about it if you need to, is just absolutely phenomenal, and just it's one of the best parts of the AFL season, and I was just so enamored, and I was just inspired watching it. It is such a good thing that the St Kilda Football Club, the AFL, and everyone else is doing, and just the legacy of Danny Frawley, a guy we will just never forget. I remember watching him on Bounce all the time. He was so hilarious. Is well and truly profound. He was more than just a player. He's someone who just was a real life bloke who, I think his story goes to show just how serious mental health is, and you just never know who could be dealing with it. And you really need to stand up and sometimes talk about it if you need to. All right, now that very serious thing has been completed, I'm just gonna get some notes up because I need to talk about the actual thumbnail of the video. Last week, I said that I thought, I didn't call it a Premiership hangover. I said, is this the beginning of a Premiership hangover? Well, my good friends of the channel, I can officially tell you this is a Premiership hangover. Collingwood lost once again to St Kilda. They looked exactly the same as they did against Sydney. Their defense was out of shape, they didn't look like they could hit a forward target, and so many older players such as Scott Pendlebury and Steele Sideball were just getting beaten across the ground. And there are some specific stats I want to tell about this. In 2023, Collingwood were ranked second and first in points against and points from turnover against. In 2024, they are 15th and 17th. A stark drop off. David King has said all the time that he thinks that 5% difference on game day for a side that won so many close games in 2023 is just an incredible difference for them losing games in 2024. And you just watch the Pies in this game and the Sydney game last week, and that 5% difference is what it's all taking from that one score win in 2023 turning into a 4-goal loss in 2024. It is a very even competition, and underestimating your opponents and continuously not showing effort will have you shown up like this. Collingwood are now a part of the pack. Whether it's because of a free season or incredible game planning by opposition coaches or a mixture of both, there is no denying it now. A premiership hangover is when a team is, after a premiership, is a little bit off the pace, a little bit tired, not themselves, maybe after celebrating too hard. And that is exactly what you can call Collingwood in 2024. The first game could be we'll see. Second game is a worry. Third game is a trend. This is now a trend. On the St Kilda note, they were bloody impressive. They were just so impressive. And everything about them was so incredible. Like, Max King is such a lethal forward target. Like, him being able to launch on packs is so important to their overall game plan. It really is. And Jack Higgins, like, whether or not this wasn't a goal, like, this was a goal or not, like, it doesn't matter. It was a phenomenal shot on the boundary when Collingwood were coming hard in the fourth quarter. He just hit an absolutely phenomenal shot to just seal all momentum and just lying on the ground, just like, oh, thank God. Like, Jack Higgins is such a phenomenal player when he is like up and about, and they've got such good defensive players. Like Marcus Windhager's going to be good. Nasai Wanganeen Milra, I knew that was such a good pick when they took it, and he is so good still. And Ross Lyon, he still's Ross the boss. On game day, he is just phenomenal. He knows how to coach against you, and he is so good at coaching against opposing game plans on game day. And like the Saints, they may be in that pack at the moment of teams that are trying to boost up into official contention, but the way they've shown Close to Joel Cadinia, who I think are better than people think, and Sakadinho and blowing out the Pies, that's the stats of a top 8 team at the moment. And they might just be able to get hot at the time and maybe do something that they haven't done for a long time. Seriously contend. The last time they did it was under Ross Lyon. This side is showing signs that they could do the same. Before we head off, I just want to say big condolences to Mason Wood. I would feel so bad if I forgot this, but like on a night where mental health and CTE was on the forefront, seeing him have that terrible collision in the first quarter was just terrible to see. It was just terrible. All like everyone in the stands was so worried, and like he definitely will miss the next game, and I don't think St Kilda should rush him back. We know how serious CTE is. The AFL is under issue for concussion from it. And St Kilda just needs to take their time, and Mason Wood needs to take time to get back into the game after such a head knock. So condolences to Mason Wood. When it comes to the next game for both opponents, St Kilda face a very interesting game against Essendon, which will tell us a lot about those two teams, whilst Collingwood faces a daunting trip up to Brisbane to face the Lions at the Gala. So yeah, St Kilda enjoy their first win of the season in a game that was one of their best wins